Good afternoon, and what is a warm, bright, and sunny day. It is Tuesday, the 5th of September. I've got a nice hot cup of tea and a box to continue unboxing. And what I'm going to pull out here is I'm going to continue delving into these books for Over the Edge. And I've looked at several of these. The next one I'm going to look at is, let's have a look. I'm just trying to see what the title is for that. Unauthorized Broadcast. And this was a number of very short kind of source book scenarios for Over the Edge, published by Atlas Games. This is an adventure resource for Over the Edge by Robin D. Laws, and sort of amongst the sort of like one of the earliest books that he would have worked on. So, let's have a look. Al Amarja today, the only news you need to read. This adventure features varied cast GMCs, Game Master characters from various power groups can serve as long-term allies of recurrent enemies. Flexibility. The conclusion of this story is entirely up to the player characters. Their fate is in their own hands. The meaning of life. But is it right? You decide. This is an Over the Edge adventure not to be missed. Northfield, Minnesota, Atlas Games proudly presents Unauthorized Broadcast by Robin D. Laws, the latest in the line of adventures, resources for Over the Edge. Potent new drug. What happens when you add an unknown drug to the volatile society of the Edge? The player characters find out the hard way. Burger no more. If they keep their wits about them, the player characters can wheel and deal with major players of the island. Can they handle the pressure and come out the way ahead, or do they snap under the pressure? Mixed blessing. Explore the delightful consequences of having something for which people will pay dearly or kill. It's sort of like you've got a kind of like this is almost presented as this is like a kind of bulletin for the Al Amarja today. Al Amarja is the setting for Over the Edge, the role-playing game of ultra conspiracies, weird science, odd magic, and unfettered development and ideas that can warp and change the island. You come to the Mediterranean of Al Amarja. If you're looking for something, you want to experience something completely out of the ordinary. You want to pursue science unfettered by regulation and so on, or magic because you need further studies, or you want to make contact with a conspiracy network and so on. So, and it's incredibly sort of like potent mix of factions and conspiracies and weirdness. So we have a bit of colour fiction. This is going to be a relatively short unboxing because it's quite a short book, and we have pretty much. There's no introduction. You literally leap into the setup. Act 1. Poor Kenny is fallen victim to a new drug called Broadcast, slipped into him at random by its disturbed inventors Stanislaw Bashevitz and Graznia Skorowiecki, Skorowiecki. I'm pronouncing that really wrong. This and further similar incidents throw the Edge into a tizzy. Every power broker worth his salt wants to get his hand on the secret of Broadcast, and then one of the player characters gets a clue, and that puts them in the crosshairs of all the other conspiracies on the island. What do you know? Can you tell us? And that includes everyone being interested, and that includes essentially the Net, Cheryl Orbain, one of the members of the ruling family of Al Amarja, the Pharaohs, the Mr. Latoys, and the Movers. Essentially, it's a refined form. Broadcast is a crystalline powder that looks like table salt. But what does it do? And this is what goes into some explanation of what it is. The two NPCs, Stanislav Bashevitz and Graznia. Yes, they've got pronunciation guides there, not up, there where I started reading. That's not very helpful. Essentially, possession of the drug, news about the drug, sets the whole Edge, the island abuzz, that's where that sets everything up and the scenario rolling. So that's just Act 1. You've got background and details about the setup, the vital clue, what the player characters know, and what brings everyone to the player character's attention, or what brings the player characters everyone's attention to the right, vice versa. And then we get into Act 2, which is the twist. I've got quite a bit of a big piece of handout there, you know, this is how everyone gets involved. So you've got the different factions discussing what they're interested in, what they're going to do, and how they react to the player character choices. And then Act 3 is what happens as a consequence, you know, sort of possible complications, the big finish, denouement. What's going to happen based upon those choices, bringing the scenario to a close and some form of conclusion. So, and then we have intersections, which is sort of like describing, you know, where, if you run the scenario, how does it intersect? How does it connect to other scenarios and conspiracies on the island? Because everything is interconnected somehow. Then we have a discussion of the various NPCs on the island involved in the scenario, and these will have a role in the scenario, but can also have a bigger role in an ongoing campaign if you're running over the edge. You know, so you've got 7 NPCs, 7, 8, 9 NPCs there. So yeah, and that's it. That's quite a slim book for Over the Edge. Some of the books are quite slim, but this sets everything up for an interesting adventure, which puts the player characters at the centre of events, centre of a story, and has essentially the events play out, and a downfall, sort of like an outcome determined, not necessarily a downfall, which will have an impact on the ongoing campaign if you're running one. So yeah, that's Unauthorised Broadcast for Over the Edge. If you've enjoyed this unboxing in the Nook, then please do click on the like button down below. And of course, if you've got any comments or feedback, I do appreciate you taking the time to post those. And of course, if you want to be alerted to more unboxings in the Nook, where you'll see me out here with a box containing a book or game, or in this case a scenario, which I'll unbox and chat about to the best extent of my knowledge for roughly 10 minutes or so, all of course accompanied by a nice hot cup of tea. Then please do click on the subscribe button down below. Thanks again for watching another unboxing in the Nook. I will be back again soon with another one. Bye for now.